What's good with y'all boys? Welcome back to my Draw With Me series. Today we got green and red. And we're outside again today. My Draw With Me series is essentially drawing these two full page stickers, making a sticker out of these drawings, and then posting that shit on eBay. Today, I want to talk about responsibility and what it means to be responsible, doing things that you probably don't enjoy. I mean, honestly, I'm sure everyone does things every day that they don't enjoy. But the thing with that is, every day is a new day. So it doesn't matter if you walk the same path the previous 1,000 days. Every day was different. And something as little as there was a new bug that was seen that you ain't never seen before, to something as big as there was a pretty girl that looked at you and smiled. Some shit like that. I don't know. You just see new people, you see new things. Anyways, I think being responsible, well, responsibility to me essentially probably means, or does mean, doing things that, not everyone's gonna do for you. You gotta take care of yourself, brush your own teeth, clean your own ears. Nobody's gonna do that for you. That's fucking nasty. You gotta make your own money, you gotta figure it out yourself. That's why sometimes you feel alone, we feel alone, and we struggle. We feel like there's nobody in our corner. I mean, really, there's a whole bunch of people that do care. They're dealing with their own responsibilities, or fuck, maybe they really don't care. And that's just your sign they're really not in your corner. So it's alright to move on and accept that. Don't mean it's gonna be easy. Yeah. Shit's not always gonna be easy. That's alright. You figure out a way to figure it out. That's your responsibility. Anyways, when one thing isn't working, you gotta find out something new. Maybe take a break from that one thing. Take a break, come back later. Doesn't mean it's wrong. Doesn't mean it's bad. Not 100% of the time. It's just your responsibility to change the tempo and find something else. Find a new idea. Clear your mind. Go on a walk. Do some of that physical exercise. Do something. Clear your mind and think. And really think. And then you find a new way to do it. You get so good at the new way that you come back to your old ways, and you kind of combine ideas, and you combine circumstances or actions, habits, and it could be better. It could help you grow. And having taken that responsibility, I believe that's where you as an individual could grow from it. Not everyone that's good at something was, good overnight, or you'll never deal with nobody. You'll never meet anybody that's so good at something that just didn't never deal with thoughts of self-doubt or shit, even moments of pausing what they were doing, like, man, this just probably isn't for me. For some reason they did it again. They stuck with it. They stuck with it long enough to finally see progress and see the progress that makes them happy. I think for me, well, it's definitely happened. Shit, there's a lot of things I would like to be good at. Then there's a lot more things I just really don't care to want to be good at. You know, you only got so much time in the day and energy in the day, in the few hours that you're awake through the day to, you know, to put time into something that you care about. And then there's the people in your life too that deserve time of the day too. Whether they appreciate it or not, if you feel right about giving it to them, I think that's what matters most. You know? Because I think with that time that you're spending with them, it could be a little break from what you're doing and trying to get good at, or trying to do to make a living. Shit, I mean, I believe that, I believe that money isn't like the most important thing ever. It's good to have and good to be able to get. You work hard and eventually you're rewarded with blessings of, you know, money or other things that you might be wanting or needing. But the thing is that no matter how you feel about it, you know, everyone kind of needs it to eat, to feed themselves, to feed their children, you know. And I'm pretty sure everybody in their daily life uses, you know, a car. Drives it, whether they drive it their own, drive it themselves, or someone's driving them to and from where they need to go. It takes money to put gas in the tank or to charge it, to fuel the energy in your house. So I think if, it's taken me a long time to realize that. And there's even times where I was faced with the option, you know, keep doing what you're doing and not be happy with it, or do it and possibly get paid. I think to me it doesn't matter. I didn't, you know, I felt unhappy, and there was probably a lot more things that I didn't enjoy than things that I did enjoy. So I just walked away and, you know, try to find something else, even if for a moment in time. I think even for a moment in time, if you don't feel like nothing's happening, as long as you're trying, I think as long as I'm trying, to me that's really all that matters. And I think it don't matter about what you've done in the past, good or bad. It don't matter if you've, you know, done the worst or you've done the best. Yeah, it still sticks with you, good or bad, like I said. But that eventually gets worn out. People stop, kind of thinking about it, talking about it, they don't care. They'll remember it, but they probably won't give a fuck no more. Because, as said before, everyone's, dealing with their own responsibilities. So if you're able to do something so good that it gets the attention of 1 million people, I don't think it matters for too long. It could feel good, but then it won't. It probably won't not feel good, but it probably won't matter after a while. Cause they'll forget. Don't mean they'll forget forever. I believe that they'll come back, depending on how good of a person the individual is in real life and at their craft. I think both matter. They go hand in hand. Then I think, I was reading a book basically that was talking about that just about last week or a week and a half ago. And that's essentially what he was saying. It was about Start Somewhere by Calvin Noel, I'm pretty sure it's Noel. And it's about this guy. He's a pastor, and he talks about his experiences with God and interactions with Him. And this guy was from a pretty decently sized big kid, he says, to he grows up to 400 pounds. And essentially, his example of this was saying, he said, people that haven't seen me in a few months, they notice the differences in my size. Because it's essentially, he's talking about he lost all that weight. He was 400 pounds, he lost all the weight. So he's saying, people that hadn't seen me in so long noticed the size and congratulated me. Got excited, they applauded me. But after a while, they got used to it, or it just didn't matter anymore. Something like that. That's essentially what he was saying. And the new people that he was meeting, they didn't know the old Calvin, so they couldn't really like be like, whoa, look at how far you've came. They just see you for who you are now. The slim guy that, we see, in your physical appearance. So I think to basically kind of enjoy what you're doing still, you gotta, he was saying you gotta find, a new purpose, what's gonna keep you motivated or keep you from not enjoying the process anymore. Keeping, what's gonna keep you wanting to do it still. That makes perfect sense. I like that. I think for someone to do something so big, you know, it'll have its moment in time for a while. Or even a group of people to do something so big, it'll have its moment in time for a while. Maybe even for a really long time. Where it's just so popular. Like memes, you think about like memes or all that, you know, the stupid slang going on and shit. That should be so fucking annoying, bro. That shit's so stupid, bro. But you think about that, you know, all the kids say it, they yell that shit out. They don't say it quietly, they yell that shit out. And then, you know, give it a month or two and, you know, that shit's not even nowhere to be found. Like, hey, you remember when that was funny? Like, man, that shit ain't funny no more. Same thing goes with being cool, with being popular. Shit, people forget about it, they move on. Maybe there's a moment in between where it's like, damn, ain't nothing funny or popular no more. But, and then something new comes up, something original, cause it's original, you feel me? that's what's kind of, I think that's what's cool, right? About the human mind, like the urgency to find something new, or oh fuck, I didn't bring my black pen. Can't sign this shit, bro. You get a black pen? No? Alright, I'll be right back. Alright. Sign it. Put our name on it. Put the date on it. I think that's what's pretty cool about, you know, the internet. But not even just the internet, but the way that people are built. That people are, you know the human mind. It has, I guess, urgency to just get so fucking bored of something, or so annoyed, or just forget about it, you know. New responsibilities every single day, new experience every single day. That this shit that was worrying me or making me laugh or making me sad just, you know, yesterday, shit, it ain't even on my mind no more. What the? Cats can't draw. Cats can't draw. I think, when you give yourself, you know, purpose, or you find something that gives you, you know, something to do, then it starts becoming fun again. So you've reached that goal. This guy reaches his goal about losing weight to getting slim, and he gets his recognition. Whether he wanted it or not, he just wanted to do it for himself. It doesn't matter. It eventually kind of goes stale on him. It could, you know, it does, or whatever. I don't know this guy personally. I don't know his personal experiences. But if he's sharing his personal experience in this book, sounds about right to me. He's another human. Sounds about right to me. Anyways. You get to where you're chasing, you get to where you wanted to be, after so long, and it goes stale on you. It goes stale on everybody else. Nobody cares no more. Nobody's applauding you. Nobody new knows about how far you've came. They don't care. So you find something new, whether it's a new hobby or in that same hobby, something new to keep it interesting, and something new to do. You find a new goal. That's what's important about goals. You don't have a goal, you don't know where you're going, nothing wrong with that. You don't have no destination, nothing wrong with that. You can still have fun wandering around. Fuck yeah. You can still have fun lifting weights and not counting. You can still get sore from lifting weights all day, and you're not counting how many times you're lifting the damn fucking iron, how many times you're not pumping the iron. It does not fucking matter as long as you're having fun. My bad, bro. My bad. Don't touch me. I don't think it matters, Depends on the individual himself. Wait, let me see, Rick. So I think if you're bored of something, figure out a new hobby or figure out a new goal. Or just burn yourself out doing it. Like physically. I mean, there's things that aren't, whether it's, fuck it, bro. I'm not gonna add no more. Fuck you, bro. I'm not gonna add, nah, fuck it. Fuck, bro. I think you just do one of those three things, because there's three options. You got options, feel me? You got options, you got choices, it's your responsibility, you decide to do some shit or not. I think it don't matter what you do, whether you decide to take action today or you decide to wait till tomorrow. It's probably best to just stay busy. Do something. You'll probably enjoy it a lot more once you clear your mind. Do some physical exercise, move that body of yours. Come back and do it. Sometimes you gotta get off your fucking ass, bro. It could be hard to tell your mind to be like, alright, I'm gonna get off, bro, I'm gonna get up. Alright, I can understand that, bro. I really could. I mean, I don't care. I could really understand that, bro. There's been moments in my life I gotta do things, I don't do things. I gotta do certain things, I do other things. I get it. I get it. Shit's not easy, but shit needs to be done, so you gotta, handle your responsibilities. Because in the long run, it will actually make you happier. Find some discipline. Train your mind. Then you come to enjoy it. Then it's like second nature. You do it like you breathe. You do it like how you're so good at sitting on your fucking ass all day. You become good at doing other things. Feel me? That's how you want it to be. That's how you're meant to, that's how it's meant to be. We're not here to fucking do nothing. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it takes more time for others to realize, damn, bro, what the fuck am I been doing recently? You know, maybe it's a little bit harder because you don't got, you know, a mentor or somebody in your corner. You just need one person. Sometimes it don't feel like that. But if you got one person every once in a while and they're real and they're genuine, they're not draining you. You know, you're not draining yourself trying to fix them, then I think that's good enough. You know, just continue doing what you're doing. And shit, you'll see yourself rise. You'll be blessed one day. You're blessed every day. You just don't realize it. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I think it's everything wrong with not trying. When you just don't try, even a little bit. When you just don't try even a little bit, I think that's where it's wrong. I think that's where you're wrong. Shit, that's where I've been wrong. I don't think it's ever too late. I don't think it's ever too early to change. Not at all. Fucking, I was reading this book. I was reading a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And he was talking about, he kept referring to Colonel Sanders. You know, the fucking guy that made the chicken. KFC. And he was talking about at 60 years old, 63 years old, something like that, in his 60s basically, Colonel Sanders had, you know, developed his chicken recipe, and, you know, the rest is history essentially. You know, you go to KFC, you get a big ass bucket of chicken, you devour that shit with your family, by yourself. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I've never thought it was too late, bruh. When I was going to school, bruh, for the barbering, I had this friend. Man, it was the fucking closest friend I had there. Recently I've been thinking about it, but, shit, he was in his mature age too. You know, he was a more mature age guy. And, I like how it never seemed to bother him that he was the most mature-aged guy there. I liked that it seemed like it never bothered him. But I don't know every moment in his life. I don't know every moment from when he's waking up to when he's going to sleep. So I don't know if anybody would have told him or has said anything directly to his face that, man, it's kind of crazy, you know, all the negative shit about his age to what he's trying to do with his life right here. Because everybody's younger, everybody's in their 20s, maybe early 30s. You know, essentially a little bit younger than him. But I liked that he cared about himself enough to want to change that, to want to do something. He took responsibility. He took responsibility of his life, his choices, his actions. He talked it out with his lady. He said, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna be a barber. Alright, cool. His lady supported him. They figured it out. He finished school. He was of our class, he should have been, I don't know, because I was the fucking first one of our class. Our class had like 16 people in it when we started. And then I think it dropped to like half. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyways, I'm pretty sure he was the second one to finish of our class. And I'm actually really glad about that. Happy about that. Because I don't think I've ever told him that either. I don't think I've ever told him directly, you know. I'll say his name too, because I think it's good to say I think it's good when you're talking about things like this, you're talking so highly about things, about somebody, and you're showing them, recognition, and they're, you know, you haven't talked to them in like, well shit, you haven't seen them in like 8 months, but you haven't talked to them in like 3 months. I think it's good to say their name. But I never said, Deshaun, I'm actually really proud of you. That, despite having to deal with the boys, tough it out with your lady and figure shit out, and being tired, being a grown-ass man and having real life responsibilities. Shit, I feel like everybody got responsibilities, but when you're a fucking grown-ass individual, a grown-ass man, that's where it's real. You got real life responsibilities. It's not all about you no more. You gotta really get up off your ass. You gotta really fucking make shit happen. You gotta figure things out. No complaining, no bitching, no fucking nothing. Deshaun was about it. And man, I fucking love that guy. Anyways, I think in my life, with my own eyes and my experiences, he was the real definition of the word responsibility, because he spoke it. He spoke it without saying a word, And I think that's why so many people actually like being around him, or talking to him. I don't know. Maybe they didn't, and they were bullshitting themselves. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care, 'cause I did. I liked being around them. I like talking to them, going on with my issues. To shit, what am I supposed to do? I think it's good to be younger, and you got somebody that's more mature than you, more mature age. They got life experience. Feel me? That's where the maturity comes from. And shit, I think that's where it's, you can learn something. I mean, you don't fucking learn by not listening, bruh. So if you're fucking talking and you're trying to give your input every 5 seconds, I get it, bruh. I fucking do that shit too sometimes. I get so excited, I'm like, fool, wait, hold up, I got some shit to say. Nah, bruh, this is like some of the funniest stories I've heard from the homies, but I'm like trying to interrupt and shit, bruh. Fuck, my bad, I didn't realize till I got home and we're done hanging out. Like, fuck, bruh. No wonder I feel so drained. Anyway, I feel like you just listen, bruh. Shit, you learn some shit. You just learn something or two. That's why reading is so good, cause I mean, yeah, you could do the fucking audio book. I ain't never been no audio book type of person though. I like to actually read the fucking book, flip the pages. But either way you decide to do it. Wait, hold on, bro. I gotta get this part real quick. Hold on. Either way you like to do it, you can't interrupt the person. You can only interrupt yourself by just not doing it no more. You could be reading, and then you just stop. You're reading all day, and then you just stop. You don't read tomorrow? Fuck. You don't read no more for the rest of the day? Fuck. That's the only way you interrupt yourself. It's the only way you interrupt them. Because it's not like a double-sided conversation. It's not a two-person conversation. It's you're listening and you're reading. I remember one time too and it was crazy because it just happened to be my mom's birthday. But shit, from all the way from where he lived at, he drove all the way down here to where I lived at, basically, and to come support me on my test for my barber license, right? And he came to just support me. I don't know why the fuck he would have done that. I don't know why. I mean, I remember there was an issue before, but so I get that, but I don't know. He was so far. He just really wanted to do it. I could never understand. I think when I think about it, and I would never know 100%, unless I guess I were to ask, but. I don't think it really matters. It's just something I appreciate or something I notice. But he just came to support, and I ended up failing that day. I didn't pass it, and I had to retake it. I had to pay again. I had to retake it. Alright, I'll do that. It happens. Can't do it 100% of the time. Can't do everything 100% of the time. One go. No issue. Let's try again. But I just think like it was just so cool of him to want to do that for me. To just put time out of his day to want to come and visit, to come and see me. I don't know. I'll never know. Shit, what should I do? What you doing over here? What you doing? I won't lie, I don't feel like I've ever been like one to like think like this. Like I just be like drawing. When it comes to drawing, I don't ever be thinking about I'd be thinking about what am I gonna put right here, what am I gonna put right there. I don't know, bruh. Like I never been one to I just did it, But recently, I've been like thinking what am I gonna do to fill up the space? I don't know, bruh. I don't know why it's been like that. Maybe just got the camera on, and I'm trying a little bit harder to impress instead of being just naturally flowing with the drawing, or it's just genuine. It's real, fuck. I don't feel like every time it's been like that, but I feel like it's happened 3 times now. Including this time, it's happened 3 times. What should I put right here? You feel me? Where should I go with the drawing now? What you up to? What you up to? Hey, don't touch me. Watch out, bro. I'm almost done. Oh, whoa. Hey, let me see. Hey, no. Wait. Yeah, wait. Wait. Get out of the way. Nope. Wait. Get out of the way. Let me see. Okay, thank you. Let's see, I'll drop big mansion on the hills, bruh. Shit. It was funny too, cause my friend Deshaun, he was from a whole different state, so he had a thick ass southern accent, and it just be funny like the way some people pronounce words is so different from other people, and you just hear the way he'd say words sometimes And to me, it's always been kind of funny. Like, not just when he'd do it, but anybody would do it, right? But since I was with him all the time, I was around him every day for the time being, it was, you know, that's the person I could think of the most doing it, you know? And it was just the funniest thing ever, bro. I don't feel like I personally, I won't lie, I don't feel like I'm making fun of him or not at all. But you just notice it. And I just hope, like, there's no offense anywhere, but, like, I thought that was the coolest thing, because you would, you know, when someone has, like, a very, like, identifiable voice, the way he does, it's like hard to not know who's talking, even if you can't see their face, even if you can't see their mouth moving. It's hard to not identify who that is. Like, easy, bro. I know who that is. And then when it comes to that, you could hear, when you're not looking and you hear them talking shit, man, it could be the funniest shit ever, bro. It could be the funniest shit. You just got your back turned and you're fucking doing whatever you're doing. You're on your phone, or in my case, I was probably drawing or some shit. And man, it was just I don't know, it was just the funniest things ever, bro. Like, sometimes, like, I fucking hated school, but it's school, bro. It's gonna be fucking more. School is school. I fucking hate school. But I think for those, you know, there was those few people, like, that could make it always enjoyable, you know? It's like, it don't matter what it is, it's just fucking school. Like, that shit could be mad fucking boring, bro. But I think my friends always came in clutch, and, you know, did things for me that I ain't never had done by other people, you know? Took care of me, you know, just talked to me, you know? Fuck, bro, the battery died, and this one's almost dead too. So I'm gonna finish this shit up as fast as I can, bro. I mean, we're already almost done, but what I was saying is, like, I think it's good to see the people, see the good in the situation that you're at, to see the negative, to see the bad in the situation that you're at. Acknowledge it for what it is, and appreciate it for what it is. Whether it makes you laugh or it makes you cry, it's important to acknowledge those emotions you have, because they go hand in hand. Without negativity, there's no happiness. Without no happiness, there's no negativity. That's what makes you human. Anyways, there was people younger than me. There was people more mature than me, at a more mature age than me. I admired them all. I admired the people I didn't like. I admired the people that I did like. Shit. Even not in school, bruh. They all handle their responsibilities as well as they can. Shit, they're just another person like me. No better than me, no worse than me. I think it's just important to do what makes you happy. Do what makes you cry. Feel me? I think that's what's important in life. It's relationships, responsibilities, handling them well. Alright then, we'll call it there. That's what we got. That's what we finished with. Blank piece of paper to some shit like this. Alright then. Y'all take care. I appreciate you for watching.